Today, I'm all about Christmas marketing, peak season marketing, and making sure you don't turn off that marketing tap when you start to get busy being busy. So, listen in for all my tips and tricks on how you can keep being a great marketer even when things are a little bit crazy. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hey there, my podcast family. Welcome to episode 45 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I sincerely appreciate you making me one of them. If you're a first-time listener, then super welcome. I'm really happy to have you here and listening to my podcast. I am the host, Jen Donovan, and as you'll learn along the way, I pretty much live, breathe, dream all about marketing and social media on a daily basis. Today's episode is brought to you by my brand new course, Facebook Ads for Beginners. It's been many hours in the making, but it's here and I'm as excited as a cat when the Christmas tree goes up about it. I love talking about Facebook ads. I believe there's so much power in Facebook ads and it can really make a massive difference to your business as it has in mine. So if you're interested in the course, Facebook Ads for Beginners, just go to socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/Facebook. But today I'm going to chat to you all about Christmas marketing. Yep, it's about that time of the year. Whether your business is Christmas orientated, you believe in Christmas or whatever, there's no denying that for many business owners, summer peak season trading is coming. And I have to say, and stress this a lot, now is not the time to be getting too busy for your marketing. Top of mind marketing is so important, especially when it comes to Christmas and peak season time like we're about to head into. If you're not marketing to your audience, I guarantee you your competitors are, and they will start winning the business. Not because your customers aren't loyal or they don't love you and your products and your services, but because they're simply being targeted and remarketed to so often by someone else like your competitors that it seems to become the natural choice to go and buy from them. So today I'm going to give you some simple and practical tips and tricks on how to stay top of mind when you're out of your mind with busyness. But before I get into that, of course, let's do our discovery of the week. My latest little app discovery is called Layout. It's the one that Instagram recommends when you go to post in Instagram and you want to have several pictures laid out as one. In other words, like a photo grid. And when I say laid out, you can't see that I'm doing inverted commas with my fingers, but I actually am. It's quick and it's easy and it's simple, so yay, because that's actually the goal of the podcast. But if you're wanting to use several photos but in a grid rather than individual photos, then have a look at Layout. If you go to post on Instagram, you can click Layout. So if you go and you're going to post and you've put up a photo, it's the second button in. The first button is Boomerang, the second is Layout, and the third, of course, is if you want to choose multiple pictures. And of course, if you choose Layout, you'll then be directed to this app. It's a handy little app to have on your phone for creating awesome little social graphics for social media, not just for Instagram. So if it's something you think that you would use inside your business or use on Instagram, most certainly, then have a look at the app Layout. It's available in iOS or Android, wherever you get your apps from. And as always, just a little disclaimer, my discoveries are just that, and I am in no way affiliated with any of them, but I always promise to tell you if I am. And if you have a little discovery like so many of you already have, reach out, let me know. You can send me an email, jen@jendonovan.com.au, or tag me or send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Small Business Made Simple. I'd really love to know the tools that you're using inside your business to make your life simpler. All right, so let's get into this week's episode, Christmas and peak season marketing. Like I said before, now is not the time to be taking your foot off the accelerator when it comes to your marketing. Being busy cannot be your excuse for letting marketing go by the wayside. Yes, absolutely. It matters what marketing you've done in the last 9 months leading up to this bat crap crazy season. But if you let it go now, you will miss out on market share. There's a drought happening, and I'm sure you are all well aware of that. And therefore, there's not as much cash around and things are a little bit tight. But rightly or wrongly, people still find money to purchase Christmas presents. And if you're not marketing to get your share of this, I guarantee you your competitors will be. It's harsh, I know, but I've seen it way too many times before. Last week in November hits and I hear nothing from the stores I love, the businesses I've followed all year, because they are just busy being busy. And I get it. Don't you worry. I so get it. I've been in retail. I know what busy looks like. And I also know that a little bit of planning can go a long way. So I'm going to share with you some tips on marketing when you're busy. The first tip is plan, and then plan some more. I know it's a bit obvious, isn't it? But when I was in retail, I planned and then I planned more, especially in November for December. I dedicated a whole day out of my calendar in about early to mid-November, planned out all my Christmas marketing and got together all the assets I needed and scheduled my little heart out with all the marketing I could. I know every business is different, but here's an example of what I did in my retail shop. You need to have a listen and then think, how does this relate to your business? And then go and make it work. The first thing I did was worked out what marketing we were actually doing in December. Most of it was already in the pipeline well before I took this day out in November, but planning was about bringing all my marketing assets together. So we had a catalogue, which we built ourselves, which on a side note, if you're in small business and not part of a buying group or a franchise, this is something you can do. You can build your own catalogue. It took lots of planning and a fair bit of effort, but I guarantee you it was so worth it. It was one of our biggest print marketing strategies for the year. Our catalogue had 4 main sections: Kris Kringle presents, gifts under $20 and $50, Christmas essentials like cutlery and plates and things like that because we were a kitchen shop, and wish list. These 4 sections formed a massive part of our 4-week marketing strategy heading into Christmas. So from about the last week in November, 1 section per week is what we concentrated on in our socials and our email marketing. And hint, we definitely did email marketing. It was a massive part of our sales strategy and it worked really, really well. It's definitely something you should be looking at in your business. We also ran campaigns around gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for them, gifts for the impossible person. You know that person, we all have that person. All these strategies were taken offline into our bricks and mortar store as well, of course. So what you saw online matched what you saw when you walked into our store. My second hint is, of course, to schedule what you can. Once I mapped out my 4 to 5 week campaign, I scheduled everything I could. I used to use a third-party app to schedule everything. At the time, I used buffer.com. Now I use Meet Edgar. There's plenty of them out there. Or you can simply use Facebook Content Creator if you only use Facebook and Instagram. Great for scheduling on both platforms. I wrote all my emails and I scheduled when I wanted them to be sent out. We absolutely still did do off-the-cuff marketing, but I knew at any stage if we got busy being busy that something would be going out on our social media or our emails for that day or that week. It was just something that gave me peace of mind knowing that everything was scheduled no matter how busy I got. My third tip for you is to go live. Now, if you just sunk in your seat and thought, oh, going live, no way, then my recommendation to you is start now. Start today. Start in early November. Start getting used to how you sound and how you show up on live, because I can tell you it will change your world when it comes to marketing when you are busy. To have the ability to quickly go live and showcase a new product or a new arrival in store or a new special and do it in less than a minute most times is going to make you mega happy, rather than trying to find a post, find an image, think of an engaging caption, and wonder which hashtags you should be using to get maximum traction. You can just go live. If you go live on Facebook and Instagram every day in December, you'll have a super engaged audience, and I guarantee you will see the benefits financially. Top of mind marketing, guys. What's the best way to stay top of mind? Showing up live. So there's my hints for getting some marketing done when you're busy being busy. But here's some tips for making December sales even better. So my first tip is corporate Christmas gift giving. One of the best things we did to drive sales into our business at this time of the year was to offer corporate businesses an easy out when it comes to buying for their staff and their partners. We simply said that we would do it for them. If you've never done any corporate Christmas marketing before, then have a think about the big businesses in your area, like the big private businesses, and find your best way in with them. Like, do you know someone from there that you play golf with or you play tennis with, or who's in your local networking group? And reach out to them to find out who the best person is to speak to or send an email to, and reach out to them with a really well-written letter and idea for Christmas. We were all about making it simple for them. We offered personalized gift vouchers, like with printed Christmas messages of their choice and their logo, etc., etc., or gifts to the value of X, all delivered, all wrapped, all named. We were making it simple for them. This strategy brought us between 20 and 30K extra into our business at this time of the year. Yep, I'm not kidding. It really did explode our sales for November and December. If this is something you'd like some help with, then look, I have the templates that we used inside our retail business. If you think that they might be some help to you, then reach out to me at jen@jendonovan.com.au or send me a DM on Instagram at Small Business Made Simple, and I'm really happy to send you those templates that just might help get you started. My second little tip is to align yourself with a charity or start one. This has less to do with making money at Christmas time and more to do with being a good citizen of your town or your suburb. We actually created our own little charity called Pay It Forward, and it worked a little bit like the wishing trees that you see at Kmart and bigger places like that. But we didn't have anything like that in our local town, something that guaranteed that the gifts that went under those trees would actually be for our most vulnerable in our town. So we aligned ourselves with the local hospital, became the drop-off point for people who wanted to leave a gift under our Pay It Forward tree, and the local hospital staff collected the gifts and distributed them to the people in our towns who needed them most. We didn't need to know who needed them most. We just needed to know the ages that they wanted us to focus on. And just with this one, I have to tell you a little story. When I was growing up, because I grew up in the same town that I live in now. Yes, I moved away, went to uni, did all that, and then moved home. But, at my Catholic school, there was the poor family. The kids who never really have the proper uniform, don't shower perhaps as often as they should, and, were just poor. I'm sure you can imagine the people I'm talking about. So you can imagine the well of tears in my eyes when one of those poor children from my childhood, all grown up as an adult now, came into my store and put under my Pay It Forward tree 2 bikes, 2 scooters and 4 helmets. Look, I cried and I'm getting a little bit teary telling you about it now. This was the essence of what paying it forward was all about. People who have been helped now paying it forward. I can tell you this was a moment in my life I will never forget. But of course, back to business after that little story. I hope that story made you feel a little bit good. But of course, business. Did we make more money because we did this? Well, perhaps not directly, but I can tell you that people came into our shop that had never been in there before and they came back. We had radio, newspaper, social media and television coverage for our brand that we wouldn't have had if we didn't take on this initiative. So swings and roundabouts, guys, because then, like now, one of my core business values was to give, then ask. This was just something we wanted to do for our town, but did it help us financially? Well, yes, I guess it did in the swings and roundabouts of life. Maybe you can't do anything as elaborate as this, but for instance, do you offer gift wrapping maybe for free? Well, perhaps you could have a little box on your counter and rather than gift wrapping for free at this time of the year, you could gift wrap for a gold coin donation and that could go to your local charity. Or you could have a particular day in December where 10% of all the sales goes to a particular local charity. Aligning yourself with a charity at this time of the year, it's fantastic for them because their resources are stretched, but it also makes us feel like really good humans. My third tip for this time of the year is collaborative marketing. If you're not aligning yourself with other business owners at this time of the year, then you are missing out a big time, baby. Whole street sales, VIP nights and so forth. Fabulous ways to grow your business. If you align yourself with other businesses, even those with similar products or services, you can share in marketing costs for an event, share client lists and databases, share social media audiences. Winning if you can do all that. If you can reach a different audience that you haven't been able to reach because you're sharing socials or you're sharing databases and you can get them into your store or to purchase from you online, then you're able to remarket to them in the not so crazy times, then this is gold. It's just pure gold. Our December VIP night that we did with about 12 other businesses in our district was one of our best trading days, except only bumped by Christmas Eve for the whole year. Yes, it was a lot of work because myself and my gorgeous best friend, Michelle, who had another retail business, we did most of the work, but I can tell you it was so worth it. Collaborative marketing in December is like printing money. My hint to you, though, if you're going to organize something like this, collaborate with like-minded business owners who are also go-getters and proactive, because those slacko ones will suck your energy and probably never pay you. Well, of course, this was my experience anyway. So there's lots to think about, isn't there? Maybe you're thinking, none of this really relates to me. I'm in a service-based business. I don't sell products. And you're wondering how it could relate. Well, I guess it relates as much as you can see that it does. Because as far as I see it, you're still selling something. You know, perhaps it's not a physical product, but definitely something. So regardless, don't take your foot off the marketing pedal in December. I see so many service providers have the worst January, which is in direct correlation with the fact that they took their foot off the marketing pedal in December and they didn't market to get bookings and appointments in January. So if you want a good January, you've got to keep working at it in December. So these are my tips for marketing coming into the end of the year. I hope you can see some gold and some wisdom in them. A couple of things before I go though. As you may or may not know, I'm a girl of the land. My better half and I run a farm in rural New South Wales, and while it's tougher than some, not as bad as others, but this drought is having an effect on everyone. So I've set up a Facebook group called #BuyFromTheBush. So if you're in rural Australia too, join the group and pitch your products for more sales leading into Christmas. If you're not from the bush, consider joining and purchasing from maybe a small rural business this Christmas rather than a multinational. The link, of course, is in the show notes. But the Facebook group is #BuyFromTheBush. Finally, before I go, if you're interested in my brand new course, Facebook Ads for Beginners, I'd love to be the person to teach you all about Facebook ads. You can find lots more information at socialmediamarketing.com.au/Facebook. I will literally hold your hand, take you through step by step on how you can get ads running on the Facebook ads platform, including setting goals, starting with the end in mind, working out who your who is, and so much more. Of course, you'll have lifetime access to it. And because it's almost the end of the year, if learning Facebook ads has been one of your goals, perhaps it might help you with sales in November and December, then this course might help you to kick that off, of course, and to tick that off your list. But that's it for me today. I'll be back next Thursday with more marketing know-how and another great discovery. If you'd like to leave me a rating or a review, I would be so appreciative of that wherever you listen to this podcast. I'd love to connect with you on social as well, so let's get social on social. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I have a Facebook group called Like-Minded Business Owners. You'll pretty much find me on most platforms. So let's get social on social, like I said. But of course, remember my small business peeps, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see